Hey everyone, Mark here at the Country Dreaming Homestead, Sheep and Livestock Guardian Dogs. Today I'm going to talk about 3 things you can do that you can look out for when you're going to go purchase sheep, goats, or pretty much any kind of livestock. It'll kind of give you the confidence to know that you're taking a step in the positive direction. You'll have a little more confidence in the livestock that you're buying. A lot of times we're buying sheep, goats, heck, even cattle sometimes, whatever it might be, whatever type of livestock. The first place we'll look at might be Craigslist or the some of them pages on Facebook. Well, something you can look at that's really going to help is how them animals are kept, how they're confined. Now, let me give you a couple. Well, this is a good example, in my opinion. These guys are just wandering around doing what they want, grazing how they want. Let me show you a couple of bad examples. So this one right here I got off Craigslist. Now, if you look around the lamb there, you can see all the manure and stuff like that. So the odds are that lamb is kept in a pretty confined space and not very clean around it, and it could even be being fed off the ground. Now if you look at this one, this is also off Craigslist. The confined space. All these sheep are just crammed in here, and one of the issues you can have with this, you know, with them peeing and stuff on the ground, it gets wet, and them staying in there, they can be susceptible to hoof rot. The third thing I'm going to talk about is ear tags, premise IDs, aka scrapey tags. So with the premise ID or the scrapey tag, what that does, if I have a sheep on this property and I sell it to somebody, they sell to somebody else, or however it goes, if that sheep ends up coming up with scrapey, which is a degenerative disease in sheep, it attacks the central nervous system and it can be fatal. They can track it back to where it came from, this property. Now, if you're buying sheep off, you know, some of them Facebook pages or Craigslist or wherever, a lot of times you can see if they're tagged, you know, if they take the pictures of them and stuff, and that could be a good sign. That means they registered their flock with the Department of Agriculture, and they're trying to do the right thing. But at the same time, what happened to me could also happen to you. So not too long ago, I went and picked up 2 ewes and 2 ewe lambs, and they had the tags and everything. And with all the commotion of trying to get the ewes, for them to catch the ewes, it was a mess. They weren't very good at catching their sheep to, you know, to sell them, to hand them over to me. So anyway, it was a mess. But I forgot to get what's called a self-inspection certificate. And what that is, you know, that the tag that's in that ear, that sheep's ear, is going to stay with that sheep. And that self-inspection certificate comes from the Department of Agriculture that the seller fills out, and they know who that sheep's getting transferred to. The Department of Agriculture does, and stuff like that. Well, in all the rigmarole, I forgot to ask the guy who I was getting the sheep from for that self inspection certificate. Now I have his tagged sheep, but that's it. I tried to contact him, and he didn't get back to me. I asked for the self-inspection certificate, never got back to me again. So he probably had the tags but didn't do the rest of what he was supposed to do. Now that's my fault, because I should have been on it. So by doing that, if somebody has their sheep tagged, goats, whatever, they have the self-inspection certificates, you know that they're making an attempt to do the right thing, you know. And that should give you more confidence into somebody who just randomly selling stuff out, you know, and not even paying attention to what they're doing. Because to get that premise ID, a livestock officer comes to your property and inspects your flock and stuff like that. Just 3 simple things you can kind of look out for quite easily, and set yourself in the right direction. I appreciate y'all watching. I'll catch you in the next one.